All right, everyone. Night Shift Motorsports is back. We got another project, abandoned tiny home camper conversion. We towed it home with the abandoned Power Stroke. Things went good. Used about 2 gallons of coolant from the bad head gasket, which is completely normal on a 6-liter. So we won't worry about that. But you guys haven't had an update on the truck. Here it is. We're driving it daily, hauling projects. So, we bought a 1990 E150 conversion van from the auction, sight unseen. It was abandoned and then donated to charity. This thing, well, she's nice. 43,000 original miles, 0 rust. Came from Georgia and Pennsylvania. It's got a custom roof installed. Some murals up there, a little bit of graffiti in the back. Let's check that out. I wish the whole van had graffiti on it, that'd be cool. But this thing, although not very nice, is solid. And when I say solid, I mean solid. 0 rust. It's all been undercoated. A little bit of surface rust here and there, but it's clean. The driver's window is broke. She's got the wood grain. It's got hardwood floors all throughout. Obviously, the finishing touches were never done. But we bought this at auction. No one else bid on it, which is why I did. I'm not scared. A little mountainside mural there. But we got it for $600. 43,000 miles or 46,000 miles, I think. Converted to a tiny home inside. Obviously, it was never finished. It does have electricity though, and seems to be hooked up. I haven't climbed in here yet. But it's got a nice, I don't know, I'd say that's bigger than a twin bed. It's like a queen. Got a little couch, have the family over. And this couch seems to me like it folds up. I don't know what all these strings are, but there's some hinges there. I'm assuming this couch folds up. Got a little pin up there holding the back of it. So, I'm guessing that folds up, but it's got seat belts on the couch, nice hardwood faux floors. I don't know what this is. It's like a small layer on top of some subflooring. So, I don't know. It's not the greatest and it's not finished, but it didn't do too bad. It's got LED lights around the top up there. It's got a fan, which seems to be wired in, and a vent. A little bit of storage up here. But it looks like they, did a lot of this roof. It's all insulated, It could have been finished pretty easily. Let's look in the front passengers. Of course, this had wood grain from the factory, but it sat for a long time with both windows down. As you see, one window doesn't go up. So I'm guessing this was a van that maybe a surfer owned or something, judging by the air freshener there. We got a doghouse to get to the engine. Obviously, we were sold this sight unseen, not running and driving. It was a red light auction, which which means that it didn't run and drive. By the looks of the mold and stuff growing on the outside, it had to have been sitting for close to 5 to 10 years. Now, the tires are pretty good. Let's see if we got a date code on here. See if I can get a date code off the tires that could tell us better of when it was on the road last. But I'm gonna get the Power Stroke started and moved, and I'll get this thing off the trailer, and we're gonna come back and get a better look at it when it's off the trailer and check the fluids and see how it's looking. Sometimes these have dual tanks, which can be a big problem. It is fuel injected, 1990, 351 V8. Believe it's got a C6, which is good news. That transmission go a long ways, long past 43,000. Not worried about either of those things. I guarantee it probably runs and drives. But getting it to the point where it runs and drives, we'll have to see how it goes. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, we got the van unloaded here, and we'll do a quick walk around. We'll start under the hood, I guess. I have not even opened the hood yet, so we're gonna figure it out together. If it opens, it didn't feel like it did anything. Go up there and pop the hood. Or try to, I don't know. This one obviously hasn't been opened in a long time. Oh, stuff's jumping out at me. Alright, the Head Basher 3000 apparently. We got intake pipe sitting there. Apparently we have power going to the back. It's like big audio equipment here. We should check some fluids, see what we got going on. I can say this thing looks ultra clean under here. Everything's really clean and rust free. The belt's on it. I don't see any issues so far. Not much going on there. Oil's super clean. Literally looks brand new. I don't know if it's ever been ran with that oil in it by the looks. Transmission dipstick is pulled out. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's not very convenient. Transmission fluid's clean. Literally looks brand new. Of course, this thing has 43 or 46,000 miles. I don't know. We'll go in there and look. Battery is made in China, but it doesn't look like there's any date on it. Air filter is intact. Some rodents. Wow. All right. We'll come in here. We'll take a quick look. Go ahead and take a look in there. Go up and see what the mileage says. I think, what does it say? 42,000 or 47,000? 47,689?
Yep.
You know, it's pretty basic in here. Obviously, it's an early 90s van. Get a little, smells like a 90s rock band in there. A rock band drummer. Take a look in the back. I'm all set with going in, but you can bring them in there to see. Jerry's there on the bench. He didn't make it. Come on, get him in there. Get a nice view. It smells good. Pretty custom in here. Obviously, this whole roof, if you look out here, is all made of wood. These are all screws going up. It's all plywood. But aside from where they joined it to the factory roof right here, it's all pretty good. You know, they got trim in there and everything. So this bench right here actually folds up. I thought it did. There's an inverter in here underneath the bed, and that's like a queen size bed. Wow, listen to that. That's how you know you got a truck from the 80s or 90s right there. In here, hardwood floors all the way to the front, basically. Pretty clean dash pad. Windshield's nice. Honestly, this thing probably will clean up good, which we'll try to get it cleaned up. But I suppose the first thing we should do is, I would turn the motor over by hand, but I literally can't even get to the belts. We'll get a jump pack on it and see if it turns over. We got a Stardall. Best jump pack ever made. I say that in all my videos. It does have quirks, but, well, red to red. I don't know who put that little red connector on the negative over there, but they were wrong. We don't want to do that because it confuses people that aren't smart like me. Oh, well, I heard the fuel pump. Apparently the key's on. Let me take a little look in here and see what we got going on. So we have check engine right off the bat, rear anti-lock, brake, says the tanks are full. This is an overdrive, so it's not a C6. Dual tanks. I don't know how this works. Yeah. Maybe one of those is supposed to light up. No, the jump pack already shut off, which is one of its quirks, unfortunately. It's weird. It almost seems like it charged the battery a little bit during that time. I'll give you guys back and we'll see if this thing cranks over. Reset the jump pack. I heard the fuel pump again. It makes me curious that this thing probably runs. It's in park. Running. Try to crank it one more time and then we'll take the doghouse off and see if it's got spark. I hear the fuel pump running, but maybe it doesn't have sparks. All right. I found the fuel tank selector. It's actually up under the dash. This gas gauge seems to read, so we'll try this one more time. On the front tank it says, well, empty, but seems like we definitely have a spark issue of some kind. Or well, I was thinking maybe there was an alarm or something here. But it's got some weird electronics in here. I don't know, there's some stuff unplugged. There's this battery maintainer or something. I don't know what that is down there. If anyone knows, comment. Let's see if we can get the doghouse off in here real quick. I don't know what that takes. Let's see. You can come on this side. So it looks like there's a latch on each side and a 1/2-inch bolt at the bottom. So I grab a sock. Right. 1, 2. All right. So there's that. Ah, nice little tool holder there. Wow. It's stuck. Golly. How the button? All right. Jeez. Yeah. Well, we got a 351. And a pain in the butt. That thing. So coils right here, everything looks good on that. There's a little resistor over here and a rat's nest. Well, the spark plug wire goes through the rat's nest. So let's check that in the front. I'm gonna put a charger on that battery. Yes. Almost seems like it might do something. All right. Milwaukee razor knife is good for almost any task. Not sponsored by Milwaukee, but it'd be cool if it was. I'd even take some freaking razor blades, honestly. Might as well pull this whole thing out, I suppose. Right. You should always pull the trigger 14 times before you actually use the impact gun to make sure it works. Alrighty. Now I can almost see nothing still. I don't know whose idea it was to do a van for a revival, but if I can feel this coil wire, here it is. Well, it's there. I'm gonna get a spark tester and I gotta find it. And I'm gonna get a charger on this battery and we'll be right back. All right, so I don't know where my spark tester is, but I got a spark plug. Wow. And we will lay that right there and see if we get a spark on the electrode. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. The cameras don't really pick it up well, but we got spark. All kinds of spark. Seems like maybe this thing's out of gas. On the fuel rail, there's usually a test for it, but you probably can't see it way up there under that nest. And of course it like smells like a fire now that we've put power to stuff. I don't know what that burning rubber smell is, but something smells like a fire. So we have spark and maybe just not fuel. I was feeling like the fuel selector worked. Maybe we'll just spray a little bit of gas in here. Man, something really smells like a fire. Could be the end for this van. Luckily our kids leave water bottles all over the yard, so I don't really need to go far for a fuel bottle. So if no one knows, you just take this cap. Of course, I have the brokenest blade ever. Put a little hole in it, and then it makes it so you can spray fuel. Now, we'll spray a little in here. Those tubes are long as heck, so I don't know what it's gonna do. Maybe cause a fire. And we'll try again. Well, does something. Yeah, I don't know what that sound is. You want to come crank it? Don't worry, it's comfy in there. All right, you ready? Go ahead. Go ahead. Injectors aren't firing. Maybe there's a problem with the fuel or fuel tank. Maybe it's no fuel in it. That's what that noise is. Dongle.
I was going to ask you what noise you were talking about.
Yeah. I was like, what the? But yeah, how about that?
It smells really bad.
It smells
like burning poop.
Yeah, Chip and Dale have been living in here. It smells like maybe a Carney's trailer at the fair. Not good. I mean, to each their own. To me, not good. All right. So I'm assuming we don't have a signal to our injectors. It sounds like there's fuel coming up to the fuel rail. We'll double check that because I'm not actually sure. Oh. Whoa. Animals moving around and everything. Yeah, it sounds like there's fuel coming into the rail. Nothing going into the engine. So I'm honestly not sure if there's fuel going into the rail. I might try to put some gas in it. And then we'll come back and try again. All right, so we're gonna do a test, see if we got anything on the injector. Turn the key on. So we got power, crank it. Okay, so we got power in that side. And I want to test the other side to see if we're getting a ground signal. So I'm going to try to pass this through. I'm going to hook the negative to the positive. All right. Pass this thing through here. Oh boy. Somewhere. You got it?
Yep.
All right. So now we'll test the other side. If I can poke this wire. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so if that injector was working, we would have got a flash from ground signal through that green wire. So it's not getting an injector signal. I'm curious. I don't know much about fuel injected 351s, but I believe the signal for spark and injectors is separate. I believe the signal for the injectors comes from a crank sensor. You feel free to correct me on that if that's wrong, but that's what I believe. And Not sure where that is. So I'm going to check on that and see if I can figure out where these injectors get their signal from. And I'll share that with you guys, and we will try to go after that thing, whether it's through the distributor or a crank sensor. And then we will come back. All right, guys, so we're back with the van. It's been a couple weeks. I did do a little bit of research, and I pulled the computer out of the van. So the ECU is no good. This diode right here is corroded. I'll insert a little picture here of a close-up. This diode's corroded, and this one is leaked out and is also corroded. So I have, turns out a van ECU is hard to come by, especially with an E4OD. Because it's a 351, I guess I should say. But, so I do have one out of an F250, F150, sorry. It's a little bit different part number, but it should work. 351, E4OD. I think the only difference is this was four-wheel drive. So, we're going to get this put in. I'll see, we'll set you guys up so that you are inside, and then we'll come outside. All right, so on a van, the computer goes right up here. And there's a little clip that holds it in. I know it's going to be difficult to see from over there, but you just have to believe in me. So it goes in like this. This little clip goes over it. And then there's a ground strap, which I feel like is a good idea on a computer. But oddly enough, the ground strap just goes to plastic. So what all does that do? Not much. It's freaking tight under here when you got Shrek hands. All right. What is this anyway? 7? Of course. All right. So, your computer in there. Nice little bracket that holds it in place. And if you guys don't remember, we weren't getting a ground signal on the injector banks. So it fires one side, then the other. That was odd. Now, there's a plug down here. I know you guys can't see in there, but just believe in me, all right? Let me kill that door buzzer. Jeez, can't have anything nice with a Ford. Not, you know. We'll try. We'll try anyway, won't we? Alright. I definitely did not need this extension here. Probably don't need a reminder, since for you guys it hasn't been weeks. What we have here is a 89 or 90 van, Line 150, converted into a tiny home, which is pretty cool. Obviously it was never finished, but if we get it going, then someone else will have the opportunity to do so and finish it. All right, let's get a jump pack set up on here, and we'll get inside and see if we got a check engine light or anything else going on. Alrighty, jump pack's on. Power. Let's come around here. Of course, the airbox is going on the seat. Well, check engine lights on. Fuel pump ran. Fuel pump runs again. Is a fresh ECU. A little bit of knocking when it started. Typical Ford small block oil pressure over here. But it is going up. Gauge is working. It does have dual tanks. It has a switch here for rear and front. I'm assuming the rear is empty. We're close. See what happens here. That's amazing. Just literally throw an ECU in this thing. I know it's really not anything special, but someone put some time into this, and it's got some cool features about it, which I'll show you. I'm starting to get some smells. Obviously, we got some acorns and stuff in here. So it's showing empty on the rear tank, but we'll put it back to the front. Oil pressure is great now. Like I said, 47,000 original miles. Verified that, Carfax and everything when I bought it. What do we got here? We got nothing. No speakerage. Wow, it seems gone down. Maybe it's dumping on the ground. Dump pack's angry. Yeah, no, it runs good. I did plug the map sensor back in, apparently. Well, she's just sitting here running. Ooh, the exhaust stinks. There must be some nests in there or something. Wow. Whew. One thing, we're messing around out here with the kids, right? And I know I showed you guys this inverter, right? But I found a switch under the hood. I didn't know what it was. And it has a full AGM battery setup back here to run all the electricity. This isn't on now. Oh, no, it is on. It turns on automatically, okay. Well, that's cool, 13.3 volts. I thought you had to press the button under the hood, but it's automatic, I suppose. So I guess maybe that's charging that battery now? Let's go look at the switch under the hood. So this is, you're gonna be upside down a little, but the switch under the hood, charging power override. So it's charging the battery inside while it runs. So that's a pretty cool setup for, I'm gonna sell this van to hopefully somebody that'll finish it. So let me press pause here and we'll test the brakes and see if it moves forward and backwards. How about that? Alright, get the air intake back on. I'm sure this battery is just about done. So we'll have to get a battery for this thing. You got the doghouse back on in here. Oh yeah. Fire's right up. Clean. Clean. Go check some fluids. I want to see if the window rolls down the other side. Thing needs a serious cleaning. Hey, rolls down from over here. else works in here, huh? While we're at it. Yeah. We'll get right in here. Alright, what do we got for buttons that we can play with here? Huh? We got some buttons. Oh. Now the wipers work. Let's see. Oh, that made the... Oh, the sprayer works. Well, I'll be... Both sides, too. Luxury. You can't buy that. Alright. Now we got this thing. I don't know what this is. Oh. There's string lights for the dash here. We got a little overdrive off button. Seems to work. And let's go back to the mileage again. As I said, this got 47,000 original miles on it, and as Derek Beery always says, you look at the gas pedal and brake pedal to tell. The only wear right there on the corner, just barely. The gas pedal's perfect, brake pedal's almost perfect. Oh yeah. Handcrafted. Whew. Just drive her across the driveway, see how she goes. Huh? Oh yeah. Like a dream. Brakes work. See if he does a little burnout. It's got a 351, it's gotta do a burnout. Whoa! Pausey and everything. See, this power. Get out of there. Oh, yeah. She's heavy in the back. She don't like it, but do a burnout. Huh? Oh, yeah. This thing honestly is pretty nice inside. Full captain's chairs, armrests on both sides. Oh, it's up here. This thing needs a serious cleaning. Badly. I am going to sell this. I'm going to move it on to somebody that will finish it and use it, because someone put a lot of time into this thing, and yeah, it should be used, and hopefully I can find the right person for that. Closed. Little high beam switch down here too on the floor. It's got a little, I don't know what this wire is for, but I'll get rid of that. But yeah, this must be a dimmer for the dash lights someone put in. Still no temp reading. isn't the most powerful thing in the world, but a little trip to tires, I guess. Just take it for a short drive. We don't have plates on it in New Hampshire, that's a big deal, so. It seems like the temperature gauge still not working, so have to look at that and clean it up. A little pressure washing. The interior needs a serious clean. It kind of smells like a rattlesnake skin in a musty basement in here. I don't know. Not good. Radio doesn't work, so it's a little quiet. But it rides pretty good, no noises. Exhaust is quiet. Blinker might work. Yep. Shifts like an E4OD. Yep. Loose. It's a good thing we're not going by the bingo hall because the old ladies would be excited about this Papa rig. What are you giggling about? This thing's nice. Drive this for all our family adventures everywhere we go. You could daily drive this. Oh, people on the road. You don't want to daily drive this?
Me and all the grandmas.
Put your Subaru away. Just drive the van.
I could be the DD for bingo night.
Yeah, there's lots of room in the back.
Let's go, Betty's.
It really drives nicely. No, we gotta sell this thing so that someone else can make good use of it. This thing's actually really nice for a little camper or tiny home. What more could you ask for, really? It's already set up with electricity. Little mini fridge. Road sodas. Be all set. All right, guys. So I had the opportunity to pass the van on to somebody that needed it. Somebody that wanted to go camping with their dogs or just go away with their dogs. Somebody that would use it, and that's what I'm all about, getting these things back on the road. I didn't get to film it. It was a last minute thing. I posted it up and it was literally gone instantly. So we passed the van on to somebody that needed it. And, that's the whole point of this thing. You save these things from the junkyard, save them from being abandoned, save them from auction lots. It's nice to see them being used. It really was a nice van. It was so nice. Drove perfect. They literally drove it out of here. 2 hours home. But we picked up a new project. 48 Buick Roadmaster with a big block. I don't know what it is. I think it's a Buick 455 from what I can tell so far. The hood's a little bit messed up. This thing has been sitting since 2002. As far as I can tell, maybe longer. I believe the inspection sticker was like 96. This thing was built in the 80s, I think, as far as I can tell. It's got what I believe to be a 9-inch rear end, 455 big block, and it's got some drag racing stickers on the windows, and National Hot Rod Association stickers. Someone put a lot of time into this thing. I saved it from the woods of Maine, and you'll have to tune in to the next video to get the story on this. And I really hope you do. It's going to be a great video. This is a beautiful car. Someone put so much time into this car. So thanks for sticking around on the van. I'm glad it went to a new home. We cleaned it up real nice. And, you know, the people didn't haggle on it at all. It's a beautiful van, great van. And I hope they get many good years with it and it lives on. Unlike it probably wouldn't have if we didn't get it. So yeah, stay tuned for this one. Thanks for sticking around. Like, subscribe, share. We really appreciate it. We're going to keep doing these. This is going to be a full build. This is not something I'm going to sell. We'll catch you again. Probably part 1 of this in a week or 2. Thanks, guys.